You are not going to believe what we've got today. So get comfortable, smash that like button, and let's get right into it. Because something is happening behind the scenes in Santa Clara, and the way Kyle Shanahan chose his words tells you more than any headline ever could. Then we've got Monday Night Football in Indianapolis, where two former Niners had this date circled for revenge, and the injury bug might keep that payoff from happening. Add in a practice report that's quietly reshaping the depth chart, and a playoff race that's about to get weird. So tell me right now, what has you most on edge heading into Monday night? Let's start with the one that feels bigger than football, Brandon Ayuk. A reporter asked Shanahan if he has any regrets, and if he wishes he could have handled Ayuk better. Shanahan didn't hide behind coach speak. He said he hasn't really been around Ayuk much since the ACL tear in Week 7 against Kansas City. Then he added the part that changes the timeline. The 49ers have been trying to get Ayuk back into the team environment since that injury, and they haven't been able to pull that off. Shanahan said Ayuk has been extremely distant since he got hurt, and that distance never really closed. That matters because most people assume the drama started in the summer, when there were reports about rehab and things getting messy. Shanahan's comments suggest it started the moment the knee went down back in October 2024, and it gets even stranger because Ayuk did show up for training camp in those early weeks, and there was a stretch where he looked engaged, almost like a coach on the field and in the meeting room, helping guys, talking through details. So how do you get that version and still end up here? That's what makes fans feel like there's more to the story than anybody wants to say out loud. Here's the key adjustment so we're talking clean. Ayuk is not with the 49ers day-to-day right now. He's been listed as reserve/left squad, so when Shanahan talks about not being able to bring him back into the building and back into the team rhythm, it matches the reality. This separation isn't just a vibe, and it isn't, he's injured so he's away. It's official distance, and that's why it hits so hard, because the 49ers are staring at the possibility of losing an elite player with more questions than answers. Fans are reading it two ways. One is the betrayal angle. Maybe Ayuk felt the organization didn't support him the way he needed after a catastrophic injury, especially if he believed the team tried to explore options behind the scenes. When a player feels like he went from cornerstone to asset overnight, that cuts deep. The other is the human angle. A major injury can wreck your routine, your identity, your confidence. Some guys lock in harder. Other guys isolate. I'm not here to diagnose anybody, but this story reads more sad than it reads like typical football drama. So I'll ask you straight, faithful. If you were running this franchise, do you fight like crazy to rebuild the bridge, or do you accept the clean break before it becomes a cloud over the locker room? Drop your answer in the comments because the emotional side is real, and the football side is about to be tested under the lights, because Monday night in Indy was supposed to be the revenge game. DeForest Buckner and Charvarius Ward both had this matchup circled the second the 2025 schedule dropped. Primetime. National stage. Your old team on the other sideline. But it looks like at least one of them won't get that moment. Ward is guaranteed to miss the contest. Third concussion of the season, landed on injured reserve, and it's been a disappointing year after his 3-year run in the Bay. He also acknowledged he felt disrespected by the retention offer San Francisco gave him last offseason, even if he says he doesn't carry grudges now. For the Colts, it's a real loss because it takes away a corner you can trust while you get aggressive up front, especially when you're trying to survive against chunk plays and win on third down. Now Buckner is the one that still haunts 49ers fans because that departure hit different. The 49ers traded him to Indy in 2020 instead of paying him, and ever since then they've tried to replicate that interior presence. You've seen names like Javon Hargrave, Javon Kinlaw, and others come through, and now the hope is rookie Alfred Collins eventually grows into that Buckner-type force. Buckner even pointed out the irony of San Francisco later handing Hargrave the kind of money that reminds fans of the what-if question. Here's the suspense. Buckner has been dealing with a neck injury that put him on injured reserve. The Colts opened his 21-day window, and he's been able to practice this week, but his full status for Monday still isn't known. He could have been eligible to return in Week 15, but the issue isn't going away. All signs have pointed to him missing this game too. Yet even the possibility changes how the 49ers have to think about protection, especially inside. And the history is real. When Indy played San Francisco in 2021, Buckner came up with a huge late sack of Jimmy Garoppolo to help seal it. And don't fall into the trap. Even if Ward and Buckner don't play, that doesn't make the game easy. Sometimes it makes it more dangerous, more aggressive calls, more disguise, more gambling. That's why the 49ers have to show up with playoff discipline, protect the ball, win early downs, and don't let a road game in December become a chaos contest. One turnover isn't a mistake in this stretch, it's the reason you lose. And for San Francisco, the mental part matters as much as the playbook. Primetime speeds teams up. The 49ers have to play their pace, stay on schedule, win the line of scrimmage, and make Indy chase. Now let's swing back to Santa Clara, because the injury report is quietly shaping what Monday can look like. Rookie linebacker Nick Martin is still in the concussion protocol. Defensive tackle Jordan Elliott won't practice on Thursday with a knee injury. Left guard Spencer Burford also won't practice with knee and ankle issues, and that explains the recent offensive line tryouts. When a team is working out linemen in December, that's not a hobby. That's a warning sign. If Burford can't go, you're likely looking at Connor Colby returning to the starting lineup at left guard. And the biggest hold-your-breath name is Ricky Pearsall. He isn't practicing with knee and ankle issues, but Shanahan left the door open. He said there is a chance Pearsall plays. He's doing a lot better than earlier in the week, and the extra day helps. That's a true game-time decision, and it matters because Pearsall changes spacing and matchups. One healthy Pearsall snap can force a defense to respect the whole field, which makes quick hitters cleaner and opens up room for the rest of the group to work. The good news is bodies are trending back, even if limited. Tatum Bethune, Sam Okwainonu, and Yetur Gross-Matos are returning to practice in a limited capacity. Renardo Green is listed as limited with a neck injury. Eric Kendricks has no injury designation. He's good to go. And Juwan Jennings isn't on the injury report either, even after taking a shot late in the last game. That's huge, because Jennings is one of those guys who keeps drives alive when the game turns ugly. That extra day before Monday night matters. More treatment, more walkthrough reps, one more check on who can really move. In December, defenses smell weakness. So here's the question. Do you play it conservative with Pearsall and win with clean football, run game, defense, no gifts, or do you push for the higher ceiling because Primetime can swing on one chunk play? And now the standings chaos. It's weird to think a third-place team has a legitimate shot at the number 1 seed this late in the season, but that's exactly where the 10-4 49ers are entering Week 16. The NFC playoff picture looks like this. Los Angeles Rams, 11-3, first NFC West. Chicago Bears, 10-4, first NFC North. Philadelphia Eagles, 9-5, first NFC East. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 7-7, first NFC South. Seattle Seahawks, 11-3, second NFC West. San Francisco 49ers, 10-4, third NFC West. Green Bay Packers, 9-4-1, second NFC North. Detroit Lions, 8-6, third NFC North. Carolina Panthers, 7-7, second NFC South. Dallas Cowboys, 6-7-1, second NFC East. The conference is stacked, and the NFC West is stacked, and the last 3 weeks feel like playoff games. Seeding isn't just fan math. It changes who you play and where you travel, and every mistake gets punished. So can the 49ers actually climb to the top? It's possible, but the road is narrow. First, win out. Beat the Colts on Monday night, then host the Bears and the Seahawks to close the regular season. With a win already over Seattle back in Week 1, sweeping the season series would give San Francisco the tiebreaker over the Seahawks. And by kickoff Monday, the 49ers will already know the result of Seahawks versus Rams on Thursday night, which can tilt the entire division picture. As weird as it sounds, the helpful result for San Francisco is a Seahawks win over the Rams. It adds a loss to LA, and the 49ers would hold the tiebreaker versus the Rams based on a better division record after splitting the season series. If the Rams win Thursday, then the math gets nastier, and you're basically hoping the Cardinals or Falcons find an upset later. And don't sleep on Chicago either. The head-to-head matchup matters, and a win there would give San Francisco that tiebreaker too. Now tell me, what's the biggest factor for you going into Monday night? The Ayuk situation, the revenge storyline, the injury report, or the seeding math? Smash like, subscribe, and drop your take below. Because this final stretch is where legacies get written, and the red and gold still has everything to play for. Hit like if you want the 49ers to handle this stretch like a contender, and subscribe for daily updates with context, not just the headline.